Hello everyone and welcome to Tipsy. If you are new to this channel, please consider hitting the like and subscribe button for new post notifications and updates. For more details, do not forget to check the links in the description of this video. So in our today's episode, we are going to be discussing top 4 football match prediction tips that you can actually apply to improve your chances of winning when it comes to football match prediction. And of course, without wasting any much time, let's dive directly into our today's episode. The first tip is do not place your highest bet on more than 3 matches. Of course, I have visited a lot of forums online and I've tried to join to make sure that I follow people's chat to find out what are the possible causes that people actually lose their match when it comes to football predictions. And one of the things that I actually find out is that a lot of people, when they are betting, they involve a lot of match in their bet slip. And of course, sometimes some people go ahead and select about 8 games or matches, some of them 10 and 5, and and this goes on. And of course, I've noticed that this is one of the reasons why people are actually losing their sleep. And this is why I've said it's not advisable to place your highest bet on more than 3 matches. Of course, to make it as a strategy, you can split your money in 3 different parts. Your first part, actually, let's say you have $50 to spread it out and you actually want to place it on your match. Of course, the thing that you need to do, you can split into 3 different sections. One of the sections, like the third part, should has about $10 that you can actually place. If these are 8 matches, you can place $10 on the 8 matches. Let's call it luck. And of course, the second part should be a part that out of the 8 best match that you think they actually can be assured, you can select from the 8, 5 of them and include in your bet slip. The first part of it should contain your highest beat rate. And of course, this is the position where you can put about $30 in your bet in the first part of your prediction. And here it is the highest bid. And this is where you actually make a selection of the second part to remove about 3 matches from the 5 on your second part. And now you can go ahead to place your bet on the first part of it, which will actually guarantee that the percentage of you winning will actually be very high. And of course, I can go ahead to show you the reason why I can say so. Let's come, for example, to this site, like this site called Kings Predict. Okay, let's go to yesterday prediction. This is actually the today's prediction, but let's see at yesterday prediction. If you see here, for example, this site yesterday actually predicted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games, and you can see that inside all of these 6 games, you can see that only one of the game actually was a problem. And this is the game here. He actually predicted that the away team of this Saudi Arabia team actually going to win. And you can see that the match actually ended 1-1, which means this ticket or this slip is already gone. Now, my secret here is not to go ahead to place a lot of matches on your bet slip. What you can actually do, you can go, like, for example, when you visit site like this one, which actually predict games online, you can go and the games that they actually predict, let's say you have $50 now in your hand, you can go ahead and split into 3 parts. The first part of the $50 is actually $10 where you can actually place $10 into these 6 matches that are actually here, like you can see now. Let the second part of it, you can go inside these 6 matches and make sure that you withdraw about 4 of this match and include in the second part. And in the third in the third part, which is actually now your best possible part, you can now go and make sure that you select only 3 out of these 6 and place your highest bid. Of course, when you do like this, your chances of winning will be very high. It is always good to split the matches into 3 different parts where your highest bid rate should go to the surest game of that day. When you do this, the chances of you to win will be very high, and the chance for you to lose will be very slim. So it is actually a good thing to make sure that you actually split your games into 3 different parts. So the next point here is do not place a straight win bet when a good team is playing a relegation team. And of course, you can bear with me. Actually, as I was also following this forum, I come to realize that a lot of people just keep in their mind that whenever a good team or best team is playing the weaker one, of course, they actually just go ahead and place a lot of money on the bigger team because they just have the name that is a big team. They are going to win the small one. Of course, when you do this, the chances of you to lose can be very high. This is the reason why this is not good to place your money on this kind of team playing a relegation team is because, of course, the relegation team is already out of the tournament. And because they are out, they will actually want to impress their supporters by playing their best possible match at this time. And of course, this is the reason why a lot of games like the top leagues or top team playing the weaker one sometimes end 0-0 or 1-0. Or you can even see the relegation team even turn ahead to give 1-0 for the bigger team, of course. So please always bear in mind that before placing your bet on the big team, check if the big team is actually playing the relegation team. And if this is the case, do not place your money on this bigger team. So the third is actually do not place a straight win bet on teams that has several points ahead of the next team on the league table. Of course, this is actually possibly very true. There are times that big teams like in the league table will actually, because they have a lot of points ahead of the next team in the table, they might actually go, this match might be influenced. And of course, it is not a good thing to actually bear this kind of risk, to put your money on this kind of team. Of course, if I go, for example, on this league table, which is actually the England Premier League, I can try to demonstrate here. Of course, if you look at the points of Man City here, for example, they have 56 points. And here, the next team, which is Liverpool, here actually have 45 points. They have a lot of points ahead of the second team in the league table. If now, for example, a team like Man City is actually playing any team below this league table, it's actually not a good idea to place a straight win bet on Man City. And of course, if you do like this kind of match might actually or possibly end draw. This is the reason why a lot of people are actually not making it up when it comes to this kind of bet. Of course, you need to filter out your bet selection, making sure that if the team, which is actually the big team ahead of the league table, has a lot of points, more than the team that comes next to it, do not bet your money on straight win when this team is playing another team on that league table. It is instead better to make sure that you can actually play over goal like 1.5. This is a good idea if you take if you take this in mind. Keep this in mind, because this is one of the reasons that a lot of people actually go ahead and place this kind of bet, and at the end they have a lose on their bet slip. And of course, the next actually here is, please try to avoid both teams to score selection. Instead, replace them with over 1.5 goals. Of course, statistics has shown that over the matches that have actually been played, goals are actually one of the prime things that actually always occur. You know, if you go to sites that actually predict both teams to score matches, please do not go ahead to select the both team to score, to avoid losing that game or making sure that you bet, or to avoid bearing that kind of risk. It is actually a good thing to do when it's being replaced by over 1.5. For example, if you come to site like this that actually predict both team to score like this, if you see these matches, there are 3 matches here on both team to score, like Lazio versus Atalanta. Of course, it is not a good idea to come to place both team to score. It is a good idea to replace this both team to score with either over 1.5 or 2.5. And always make sure that you use another site to check the performance of the home and away team before placing any bet on any selections that you find on any betting site. Thank you very much for watching, and see you again in our next episode. Bye-bye.
And now I know my heart is a gold.